What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to a real story about a Canadian mother who was recently detained by ICE, which is the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And I mean, most of us Americans are very aware of the crackdown on illegal immigrants in the United States that's happening right now. But, I mean, a random Canadian mother getting locked up? For what? I mean, this is who we're going after? This is what we're doing now? I don't know. I mean, I don't know all the details about this, but I heard the headline about a Canadian mother who was detained by the US government, and I just want to take some time and really understand what exactly we're doing here. So let's take a look. It says, who is Cynthia Oliveira, and why was the Canadian mother detained by ICE in California? Yes, I would like to know. Cynthia, a 45-year-old Canadian-born mother of 3 U.S. children. Oh boy, that makes it complicated, doesn't it? This is a mother, so she was born in Canada. How long has she been in the United States? She's had 3 children born here, you know. She's. It sounds like she's pretty much American at this point. You know, if I do want to know how long she's been here, but she was detained by the U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement last month. Cynthia. Oh, it just says the same thing. Okay, it says she was detained last month during a green card interview in California. She was detained during her green card interview? What? The interview that was going to give her status, legal status in the United States. She was about to be a legal immigrant. She had finally done everything correctly. Okay, so maybe the crime here, the thing she did wrong, was when did she come to the United States? And she shouldn't have come here illegally. You know, you don't have to break the law. It takes time, but you can do it legally, and you know, people should abide by the law. Don't get me wrong, but okay, fine. She came here at some point, but she had children. I assume a family, probably a job. You know, living her life. She's 45 years old, and she finally is like, okay, I got to do things right. I got to get my immigration, be a permanent resident. Yes, that's the term. She's at her green card interview, and that's where they detain her? Why? She was what? At the interview, she was about to do it right. Shouldn't we be rewarding people who immigrate the correct way? What do we even want at this point? Okay. She and her husband both supported President Donald Trump's plans to conduct mass deportations. That's kind of, I don't know. I don't want to laugh, but that's ironic, isn't it? Sure, and don't get me wrong, like most Americans agree that the United States had a big illegal immigration issue, especially at our southern border, with a lot of people just coming into the United States. We have no idea who they are. They're not doing the right paperwork. I understand a lot of them are probably just trying to get a better life. And that really sucks. You know, if I was born in some random country somewhere and I hated my life and I just wanted to go to America and I thought it was this great place, and the only way, if it was either to wait 20 years for a green card or wherever, or just, you know, go in illegally, I could see myself coming into America illegally. You know, if that was the only option I had for a happy life, what have I got to lose? So I can perfectly well wrap my head around why people do it. It's just like, no matter what country you are, there has to be some restrictions and regulation on immigration. It's a very hot topic right now. I know the UK is having immigration issues. Canada is having immigration issues. That's all legal immigration, though, right? Here in America, it's kind of weird because it's different because it's mostly we're upset about illegal immigration. Most Americans, like I would hope all Americans, are perfectly happy with legal immigration, which is what Cynthia was doing. Anyway, um, just kind of funny that she voted for Trump and then that policy ended up kind of backfiring on her. She said, "We feel totally blindsided," said Olivia's husband, a U.S. citizen. So her husband is a U.S. citizen. That means they could do like a spouse immigration thing, right? They probably should have done that a long time ago. A long time ago, to be fair. Self identified Trump voters said, "I want my vote back." Oh, wow. Cynthia's case is tied to a 1999 deportation order. She was ordered to deport in 1999. Is that true? That's not good. That's not good for her. So, when did she first come to America? They still haven't said. But whatever the case is, in 1999, America basically said, "You're here illegally, you need to go." And she didn't. So that's probably the grounds on which she is being detained. Um, Born in Mississauga, Mississauga, Miss Mississauga, Ontario. Where? Okay. I feel like I've seen this word before. This happened in a video a while ago. Whatever this place is called in Ontario. She moved to the United States at 10 years old with her parents from Toronto. She moved to the United States at 10. Her parents are Canadian, and they all three of them moved to the US. Was that legal? You can't just move to another country. So how did that work? She has lived in Los Angeles for 35 years. She attended elementary school here, junior high school here. She married a US citizen, Francisco. She married a US citizen. They have 3 American children. This is what I mean where it's like, I get that she broke the law. And I guess she was here illegally or whatever, but this is not the illegal immigrants that we should be devoting resources and effort to. And I guess I understand you can't be giving people special treatment or whatever, or the whole system doesn't work, but she's basically American. She's been here since she was 10 to 45. She has children here, a husband here. She works here. She worked legally in under the Biden era with a permit. She paid taxes. She has no criminal record. This is what I mean, where it's like, maybe America has somewhat of an illegal immigration problem, but there's people who have committed crimes, who are dangerous, who are not contributing to American society. This is not one of those people. She was also at her green card interview. She's doing it the right way finally. She's for all purposes American. This is just not who we should be spending our effort on. Like it's kind of ridiculous actually. In 2020, she has no criminal record either and paid taxes, by the way. So, I don't. In 2023, with her children grown up, she hired a lawyer to pursue legal residency through her marriage, culminating in a green card interview. Okay. Isn't that what we want? What? This is so dumb that I get that she was breaking the law for a lot of years, and that's bad. And maybe she should have to pay a fine or something, or go to jail. I don't know. But there should be a penalty for breaking the law, of course. That's how stuff works. But she's fine. There should be some. They should acknowledge she was doing it the right way. Finally, getting legal residency through marriage. She was at her interview. Just let her do her interview and be a legal American citizen and get on with her life. In 1999, Cynthia, right? I think her name's Cynthia. I just want to get her name right. Cynthia. Okay. Cynthia traveled to Canada for her mother's funeral. Wow. At the Buffalo border crossing, she was denied re entry after disclosing she was pregnant. Wow. And planning to give birth in the U.S., leading to an expedited removal order for residing in the U.S. illegally. So she unfortunately made a mistake going back to Canada in 1999. It was for her mother's funeral, for God's sake. Of course she's going to do it. Totally understandable. Then trying to come back into the U.S. That was kind of bold, especially if she knew since the age of 10 she's been here illegally. Why did her parents bring her here from Toronto? Like, they were all illegal? Like, what? And then they never did anything about it? That was kind of foolish, to be completely honest. There's a lot of sides to this story. There's a lot of nuance. But hang with me here. So they caught her at the border. She said she's pregnant and is going to give birth in America. They said no, and we're deporting you. She then re-entered in San Diego months later without inspection. She just re-entered. She just Well, isn't that the U.S.'s fault? She tried to come back to the United States, and we allowed it. She didn't. Nobody told her she couldn't. But then they said that was a felony. How can that be a felony? Shouldn't somebody have stopped her right there? Then this would have never even happened. That was our fault. That was America's fault. America let her re-enter. So maybe she thought she was within her rights. Okay. During her green card interview, ICE agents detained her. After a security guard singled her out, there she is! Get her! Get her right there, that's the one. That's the one right there. She pays her taxes, and she's got 3 children, and she's been here for 35 years. That's the one. She's never committed any other crime in her life, and she contributes to American society. There, get her! Get her! It's like, stop. So, her husband waited outside. The interviewing officer did not return. She was handcuffed, transferred to El Paso, Texas, detention center. The ICE arrested Cynthia, an illegal alien from Canada, was previously deported and chose to ignore our law. That's what the U.S. is saying. So is that it? What's happening to her right now? What's happened right now? Hold on. I got ChatGTP, my AI assistant, pulled up here. I want more details here. How long was Cynthia Oliveira detained by ICE? How long was she? Is she still being detained? Was she deported? What happened? What's the end of this? She has been held in ICE custody for 20 days since her arrest June 13th. This is a little out of date, but she's still detained? Hold on. She is still detained? Question mark? She's still she's just in jail? Yes. She remains detained. She's been transferred to El Paso, Texas, awaiting deportation. She's still being held in the El Paso Center. God, that's where it gets scary. No public release no indication of when she'll be released. Because I read about a story like a few weeks ago where a Canadian was held for a very, very long time before being released, and It's scary once you're in these detention centers because you literally don't know when you're going to get out. So she's just there, right? She's just there right now. Oh my God. This is horrifying. At least if you're deporting someone, especially a Canadian, you can just, it's easy to send a Canadian back to Canada. It's right there. Just let them go. Why keep them in some kind of dirty cell? Like, why? This is Twitter or X, and the American Homeland Security has a Twitter handle, and they posted about this. Believe it or not, that's the time we live in, the day we live in right now. Homeland Security in America said on June 13th, Cynthia, an illegal alien, you alien from outer space, go back to Pluto, from Canada, who was previously deported and chose to ignore our law. Well, she just tried to come back in, probably to see her husband and kids, and we let her. And then she probably thought it was all fine. So, a judge issued her a order of removal in 1999. She was deported. Then she re-entered the country illegally, except it was through a border with American Border Security who let her in. But that was a felony. And, maybe she should have known that she shouldn't do that. Maybe she should have known she should not be doing that. But her whole life was in America. Like, this is a really tough situation. We encourage illegal aliens to take control of their departure. We're going to give you $1,000. Okay. Did we at least give her her $1,000 to deport? I don't know. But now I understand the details here. And like a lot of illegal immigrants in America, it's a very messy, complicated story. There's people who have been here. There's people we should deport. Who are criminals, who have records, who don't contribute. Just obvious. And then there's people like Cynthia, who just get married, have children, live here for the vast majority of their life with no issue, doing nothing but just contributing and being happy. And these are not the people we need to be focusing on or dedicating resources to. We should be helping them find a legal pathway to citizenship if they prove that they deserve that. And I think she does, just existing here. And she did it. She was at her green card interview, and that's when it's way more of an effort and a burden on America and taxpayers and all of us detaining her. It would be so much easier and beneficial for everyone to just give her her green card and let her go. That'd be best for everyone. Why? It's just like common sense unfortunately doesn't apply with a lot of cases. And yeah, it's complicated. I get it. And I don't know all the answers, but that's my thoughts on all this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But anyway, I did enjoy learning all the facts around this. So anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on this case with Cynthia Oliveira, living in America, now detained still to this day in Texas. God knows what's happening. Feel free to leave your thoughts about that. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and learning about Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.